Yeah, I know. About to say it's 4:30, 2 hours till one of my burrito shop's open. Get me some breakfast burritos. So yeah, let's go to space, shall we? Really? So once the chat is is that a bug or is that supposed to?
The Navy would like to thank our private.
Oh, whoa, whoa! We can see through the door. Oh, no! Oh, no! Ooh! What's going on? Ah! Oh! What was that? Where am I? Why am I in this elevator? Chat focus lock, I think. Ah, gotcha. Why am I in this elevator? Who are these people? Stranger danger, we're out of here. No, we're back here. I need to go back.
Take a moment to honor all naval staff.
What was that? My elevator just like, nah, I'm not going to exist anymore. I'll throw you in with these guys. Do it again. Do it again.
Remember,
I think I'm going to die if I do. So I haven't hit the spaceport. If I die on the surface planet, do I go back up to space, or do I go to the apartments here on Microtech? All the elevators converge in one point? I guess so. Oh my god, it did it again! What is... Yeah, if we die, we're about to find out where we spawn. Oh, no, we're in space, boys. We're at the station. This definitely ain't no apartment. Alright, so, yeah, good to know. Interesting. Yeah, I could have sworn that I would have been at the hotel. I hit the tram system and everything, but I didn't actually go to the hotel or the spaceport, which is where the areas for marking you at the location would be. Because I think what it is when you land and you hit the elevator from your landing bay area into the main lobby of whatever space or landing port that you're at, that's where the trigger is to reset your spawn location. So if you don't ever hit that elevator, then you don't ever actually reset your spawn point. Interesting. Okay then, well I guess we'll go chase down the fleet. It should have already left by now. Go find an infographic somewhere and see where she's at. Alright, Javelin tour, an hour at Bajini Point. So yeah, we'll go over to Area 18. I log out a session ago in space. I think above the Port Tressler area. And I just kind of exit out from my ship. I don't even log out into bed or do anything. And then tonight, when I logged in and started, oh, you thought I was gonna... Yeah, you thought wrong. Get the helmet on, though, please, sir. There we go. I'm sure. Yep, okay. But yeah, I was able to pop back in where I left off. And I'd honestly never had that. I've had that happen only whenever I've logged off from a bed. And this is the first time it ever happened, just me exiting out and me just, having a crash. So, I think they've added some light persistence in. As long as the server's still up, your ID should be attached to that server unless you join someone else. Nah, I never usually do. I usually always go back in on the same thing, and this is the first time it's ever thrown me back exactly where I was without having to use a bed. Enter ship? Yeah. Forward momentum here. Alright, so we are looking to get to Microtech? No, we're at Microtech. We need to go to...
Thank you.
Alright, let's get to OM1 here. Get to the North Pole. Or South Pole, doesn't matter. Wait, it's OM1 and 2. South and North Poles, so we need to... Invictus fleet is 16 clicks out. Oh, can we watch it? Is it not gone yet? Oh, that's just the station again. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Had that yesterday, got CTD and relogged and joined from on a friend at the same server. Put me back in my seat. Yeah, it is nice. I think that it's slowly but surely, if this stuff had been there all along, it's finally working properly, and if they finally added light elements of it, then I'm very glad that we're getting to a point where they can. I guess I shall say. Alright, what are we looking for? Where are we going? Yeah, wait a minute. I'm not crazy, right? They're here. And they're gonna be... They're at Bajini Point? Yes. And I was about to say, I'm at Microtech, so why could I warp to them as a point? Okay. Obstructed. Wait a minute. Am I here? I thought I was at Microtech. What is going on? Wait a minute. Did I die and go to Bajini Point because I never landed at Port Tressler? I think that's what happened. I was about to say, because Tressler is where I should be if I went to there. But I didn't, because that's correct. I'm at Bajini Point already. Hey, we're here! Alright, good. We didn't even have to quantum travel after we died. Because I'm smart, and I planned ahead, so you should thank me. And it definitely wasn't an accident at all that I am now here. Okay, well that's just my luck then. Well, let's land. Great. Right. Sure enough, B was the right choice. There she is, folks. The Warhammer. God, she's big. Can we see people walking inside? I can see out from those windows. But it doesn't look like you could see into those windows from here. Alright, well, let's go inside. Docking services. I love how they finally got the docking sleeve and collar all up and running. And they don't have lights on it yet. This is the first time they literally had the bare bones minimum. I would expect this to be all lit up and such, but I imagine getting working lights on a moving collar is a little bit hard. Alright, well, here we are. The Warhammer. Let's start the tour.
Welcome aboard UEES Warhammer. As part of this year's Invictus celebrations, I'd like to invite you to take a look around and get an up-close look at an active military vessel. Some of the actual crew members have graciously volunteered their time to explain what
graciously
life
volunteered.
Aboard the ship.
You mean it's punishment?
I would like to remind you that the entire ship is not available for exploration. So
you mean they're a senior officer or it's punishment?
Thank you, and enjoy your visit.
Yes, I will. Alright, so we got, 59 minutes, just under an hour. We joined at just the right time. Well, let's go check it out. We'll head left first.
Well, this sucks.
Someone's clearly being dragged here against their will. Are you kidding me? This sucks. You're in the Warhammer. The pride of the UEE Navy. This is great. Hey, social distancing.
Smaller targets like fighters and even incoming missiles and torpedoes. We've got 4 more turrets on the bow of the ship, armed with size 7 energy cannons and 3 gunners on the underside with the same. All this firepower is coupled with a heavy payload of...
What's down here? Can we poke around? No. He says move the fuck on. Okay. Wait a minute. Are these double-sided? Oh, these are cool. And if they're along every corridor, then everybody could be running by and... What does this say? Core systems, data retrieval. So yeah, this is keeping track of ship systems and whatnot. Hull integrity and whatnot, I imagine, would be flashing here, or, you know, such and such report to so-and-so.
We have been forced to assign your landing zone to another customer.
Yeah, that's fine. Take it. Alright, so. Sleeping areas. Looks like we have sealed area for a dozen or so behind a door, so these would be XO or COs.
Yes, it's one of the 2 barracks.
COs or COs?
And I know. You must be thrilled to see where Navy personnel sleep, and let me be the first to tell you, it's every bit as exciting as
You're blocking an active flight
Yeah,
now.
take it. Take the ship.
When it comes to sleeping arrangements, is they have enough bunks for the full crew, which is amazing because it avoids situations known as hot bunking, where you swap out bunks with somebody on the opposite ship. And
For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your
this one
cooperation.
time on my old ship, I shared with this guy who had just the worst smelling socks. And I'm talking the military
Initiating ship
weaponized
storage
it.
facility.
Yes, please, just take
And I had
it.
to try and fall asleep
Take
there
the ship.
every day.
Thank you for
So,
your cooperation.
yeah, after that, these bunks are a dream.
Thank you.
And I was just thinking that actually, I don't think my CEO would like me talking about how bad hot bunking is. So maybe just I said anything.
Oh, hot bunking's the best. It's
Anyway,
all warm for you when
each
you get
one
there.
has special slots,
Smells and all.
personal effects, and is capable of sealing you up to give you a little privacy. People are always moving around the barracks. Sleeping schedules shift slightly too, so they can activate the full crew at a moment's notice if the ship enters heavy combat. So you're kind of always sleeping with one eye open. I mean, we get shorter sleep schedules if we are patrolling dangerous space, so, I mean, you're already grabbing sleep when you can. And sorry, I am rambling. Otherwise, yeah, I'm sure what to tell you. This is where we sleep. Not a whole lot of mystery to it. But I hope this has been
Everything I know about
Please
dogfighting,
have a
I
look around
learned
if you
from my
like.
fish tank.
Don't touch anything in the bunks.
What is this? Psychological effects of prolonged exposure to multiple gravitational zones on human musculature for idiots. What a great title. Who's that? Got some juice? Who's got some juice? What is this?
I hope you enjoyed the remixes and the 2 brand new tracks from my new album More Intense that will be released this week on iTunes, on double CD and the extended
Cloud
versions of
CT.
Big Boy. Like to leave you with a real
Endo
Armin only
fever
classic.
syrup. Oh, it's just some
Mashup that I
cough
did of a
syrup.
track by Beethoven and Vania, Not the End, and the vocals of DJ Schaub with Andrina Thorpe, Who Will Find Me. Speak to you next
What else
week
can we get?
for a
Stellar
brand new
Sonic.
State of Trance.
Yeah, the classics. Everybody's given a standard issue of Fish Tank dogfighting. And this guy getting... Oh, this is a different selfie. He's pointing at something. Look at me.
Hi folks, welcome to the Warhammer. I am leading Scout Cadet.
I run the turret complement aboard the Warhammer. That means I'm in charge of coordinating fire between our various gunners during a combat engagement in order to maximise combat effectiveness. But when we aren't in combat, I strive to keep my team sharp by running through engagement drills and simulated encounters. Now, the Javelin comes standard with 15 turrets, 13 of which have embedded operators. There are 6 turrets like the one you see here that run along the side of the ship. each of which is equipped with a pair of size 7 cannons for larger targets and a pair of size 4 Gatlings for
Man,
smaller
size 7s
targets
and
like
size
fighters,
4s
leaders,
are
incoming
insane. I
missiles,
could have sworn it would have been
torpedoes.
like size
We've
6s
got
and
4
size
more turrets
3s.
on the bow of the ship.
But 7 and
Armed
4s.
with size 7 energy cannons and 3 gunners on the underside with
Those
the
are
same.
big.
All this firepower
Also,
is
the
coupled
big,
with a heavy
gigantic
payload
size, like
ordnance
12
to make the
lasers
Warhammer
that are on
a real
quad
problem
embankment
for the
lasers
size
that are
of
on
the
top
ship.
and bottom.
Hence why we can be tasked
quad
to operate
laser.
independently on patrols without support from the rest of the battle group. During the Xeno threat incursion, our gunners were responsible for the destruction of over 70 hostile elements and several capital ships, as well as protecting the ship from incoming ordnance. As a special treat, we've safetied this turret so you get a
Yay.
taste of what it feels like to be a gunner. All the weapons have been deactivated.
I want to feel
so
like
don't worry about
what
accidental
it's to be the
discharge.
gunner.
But I'll remind you this is an active military vessel, so be respectful all the same. Thank you, and have a great Invictus.
Thank you. Happy Invictus. Let me in. Let me in. Whoosh. So now that we are in the turret. Boom, boom, boom. You can hit F4. Oh, naughty, naughty. I was about to say, that should give me access to the F4 camera. But if they haven't restricted the size, then that should give me access to scene inside. Ah, yes. Can't get behind the door? Now I can. It's a door. Okay, cool. If I were inclined, I could use the camera controls and stuff like that, but I really don't use them that often. Components. Ooh, we got a hallway here that we could look at. That seems to wrap around and go that way. So they have a good amount of hallways and stuff in here. God damn, it's huge. Can I get a shot of the cockpit? Have people in there? No. Meanwhile, oh my gosh. So it's got 2 size fatties. And then the actual quad laser there in the bottom corner there. I don't think you could even get that in the shot. You can just see the silhouette of it. There is one on the top, though. I mean, this thing is just beastly. It is a gunship. Lots of guns on a big ship.
Hello there.
Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so I haven't set up my turret controls yet. Okay, so, but I can look around inside of the turret. So it is like an actual operatable thing. Very cool. Oh my lord, those size 4 Gatling guns on the top and size 7 cannons that it's able to just shoot. This is incredible. It's very smooth action in here. I like the mechanism. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Hit Y to get out of the turret. Well, that was fun.
Thanks for tuning in this week. To listen again, please visit
Thank you.
armradio.com or check the podcast. And please don't
These 2 guys are still doing a drug deal over by this escape hatch. This family is still bored because they haven't left this turret.
End of transmission.
Hey, I think I recognize that guy.
Welcome aboard the UEES Warhammer. As part of this year's Invictus celebrations,
Let's check out the mess hall, shall we?
Take a look around.
They come from the
Got
vastness
Invictus banners hanging everywhere.
of their mission to turn
Hello everyone, my name's Lieutenant Horrigan, and as you can probably tell, this is Warhammer's mess hall. Definitely
That
one
guy's
of the
getting
more
a
popular
that guy's
spaces
getting a
on the
selfie
ship.
with the coffee
Mess
maker.
has a
Come on,
fully
dude.
automated dispensary since we operate on rotating
Isn't that
shifts.
amazing? The food
We have a standard
replicator.
crew complement of 65 to 70.
65
and
to
meals need
70
be
crew.
available at all times, so we have a culinary team always on duty, ready to lend support. Famous pilot Harry O'Reilly was once quoted as saying, in order to take the temperature of the ship's
So it looks like
then 20 minutes.
this is where...
Now, this is one of the main social areas for ships where crew members from different departments.
The mess hall
can catch
is
up
in
their own
between
downtime.
either side
We also use the mess for social events like birthdays,
of
holidays,
where the crew
and
quarters are.
promotions. It's able to hold so many people. Our skipper, Captain Medgar, is a big believer in casual gatherings. It's in an effort to entrench camaraderie. So we're in here pretty often. Now, you've probably noticed our games in the corner, so I'll
Yes.
just address the question that everyone asks. Yes, it's pretty competitive. The XO currently has the score to beat.
So
Anyway.
not for now.
I'd like to invite you to have a look around.
Yeah, as soon as I'm able to get my hands on those flippers, you know I'm gonna fucking kick ass. Who is the high score on Vanguard? Hyper Vanguard Force 4. Herc 2405 and Nate Leet. S-O-N-I-C Nick Fang 093. Senior officer, I think is that what that means. Got Topster. Lizard. So what are the games that they have to play? Space Race, of course. Galactic Warfare. Moon Assault Nexus. And then a classic Hyper Vanguard Force 4. Solid choices. And then we have the Noodle, Coffee, and Pips machine over here. Right next to the beautiful, beautiful space air hockey table. It's in space, so it's space air hockey. It's not regular hockey, clearly. And then we have these little info things here that I'd love to read, but some asshole is hogging the fucking thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, just... You know what, we'll go upstairs. And another infographic here that I don't want to read over someone's shoulder. You could just fudge off. No, stop pointing at it, just move. Lurk ended, no problem. Yeah, no, we're just going through the Javelin. Let's see our briefing room and the armory. Ooh, armor. Oh, let me guess. Can I check out the armory? I'm actually hard locked. I can't. Oh, there we go. Now I can. I feel like there's a weird invisible wall here. Yeah, like right there. There's like an invisible pole. And then he says, move the fuck on. Alright, fine. We'll check out the briefing room. Briefing room. It's always good to use signage. Warning vent. Oh, warning! Colon vent. Jesus Christ, guys. It is the English language. You need the freaking syntax around it for it to make sense. Warning vent? What does it warn about? Oh.
Hello. First of all, let me start by saying thank you for all the nice Javelin class destroyer was originally built by Aegis Dynamics and has been in active service since 2832. Launching under the command of Captain Komar Singh, the ship initially served as a combat support vessel in the 2nd Fleet, 6th Battlefield, a posting that put it close to the Van Duel front. The Warhammer saw action during the fall of Caliban in 2884, where it protected recruiting civilian and naval forces when the system ultimately fell, earning a ribbon for valor in the process.
I love how each Javelin, you would technically be able to trace its fights, victories, defeats, well, not crazy defeats, but just what battles they had been in, and, you know, service and crew history, just like you would a major warship.
The primary combat vessel to repel the outlaw group known as Xenotech from the stanchions.
Oh, that's right. The Warhammer was there to help the Xeno threat.
But is heading back to active service.
Man, Fall of Caliban, the Xeno threat event. Quite a lot of history that the lay user might even realize.
Based around a hollow volume built by Microtech.
Now what'll be really cool is whenever there are player events that are become significant in history whenever the game is currently out, or fully out,
outline combat strategy.
So much significance so that it becomes a named event, and then there might even be intervention by several ships to gain notoriety for being at that
We
battle.
hope that you'll take the opportunity to
Player
explore
ships
the
and
ship
regular
and
ships.
get an up-close look at one of the vanguards aboard. On behalf of Captain Metcalf and the rest of the crew, I want to wish you a fantastic Invictus.
Happy Invictus. This is a really cool, what do you call it, briefing room. I do like it.
Welcome to the UEES Warhammer. This Javelin-class destroyer was originally built by Aegis Dynamics and has been in
Aegis
active service
Dynamics.
since 2832.
2832.
Under the command of Captain
So what, it's
Omar
2940
Singh, the ship initially
something?
served as a combat support
2949?
vessel,
2950?
6th Battle.
Really?
That put it close to the Van Duel front.
What are you
The
pointing?
Warhammer
What are you
saw
pointing
action
at? There's
during the fall
pipes.
of Caliban, 2884, where it protected retreating civilian and naval forces when the system ultimately fell,
Very
clearing
cool.
a ribbon for valor in the process. For the next several
Zero,
decades, the
5,
Warhammer transitioned between
10,
fleets, a variety of support and control
15,
positions,
20,
even participating in the UEES
30,
push to
25,
bring the Nexus system in the
30.
2930s. Most
30
recently,
people worth.
the Warhammer
Problem for
decision
ZRG, if development takes away too long, history will be quite long, so ships will need to be updated, counting in-game timeline. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping
Since then, the Warhammer has been placed in dry dock.
Squadron 42 drops to give us the history of certain things and events. Because, like, Squadron 42 timeline took place, like, what, 5-6 years ago at this point? In the history of timeline, it's supposed to take place during, like, what, 44 some shit? And again, I would love to read the infographics. Alright, fine. You know what? We're going to just read over this guy's shoulder. Heavy hitter on the battlefield. Ever since the line's introduction in 2690, Javelin has been a brawler. Unlike other ships that can fulfill multiple roles like transport, and the engineers at Aegis Dynamics clearly intended for this ship to put itself in harm's way. Aside from the turret installations that line these halls, the Javelin comes fully stocked with heavy ordnance to challenge the capital ships and a complement of Marines to raise hell on the ground. Simply put, the Javelin is a fighter. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, no, I mean, everybody agrees sooner than later. But hopefully the people at the lore team have some tricks up their sleeves to kind of either, if not retroactively remake some history lines here and there. You know, maybe just some certain events that'll line up to help, you know, move some certain things forward when the game does drop. Lady, I love your clothes, but you are just in the way. Alright, small step. One more thing there with Squadron 42. You are the character you play. You should be able to be the same person in SC as far as I heard, but if it goes on too long, you would be too old in game. Yeah, that would be... That's where the tricks that the lore developers would probably need to work in. Oh, she left the thing. What I would see happening in that instance is that you basically... Your son, you play this Squadron 42, and then you're like your grandpa, you know, and then you give all your, you know, your ships and your shit to your son or your grandson. Oh my god, really? Really, dude? I was trying to read that. Oh my gosh. And then you would basically be your character's grandson. This is crazy. You know what's crazy is you hogging the infographic. Alright. One small step. Among the crew, the UEES Warhammer, the first step of this stairwell is commonly known as the skip step. For a brief period in 2928, the gravity plaque located directly beneath the step was intermittently malfunctioning. This resulted in numerous starmen tripping and stumbling as they used the stairwell as a health hazard. The repairs were immediately done, but despite numerous attempts in correcting the issue, the problem kept returning. During this time, the crew formed a habit of not utilizing the first step as a precaution. In the end, it turned out to be a software issue in the gravity conduits, but the tradition of hopping over the skip step remains today. The annoying NPC took a new turn. Yeah, I know. I love how NPCs can clip through each other, but I can't clip through them.
Hello?
Alright, very cool, very cool. Let's go down here. That's why you skip that step. I even read the plaque, and it warned me, skip that step. You're going to trip and fall. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It was that gravity hole at work. I thought they said they've patched the software. They patched it! They said they patched it! Fucking... They need a software dev. He's got his own little office in the bottom of the ship. He's got like a little lackey support. So we'll fix that graph pad. Yeah, we'll put it in the we'll put it in the maintenance log for later. So we can fix it later, right? Just grins at him. So we can fix it later? Yes, sure, kid. So we can fix it later. They never fixed the ship, so no one has ever been down there. Alright, well, we can just hit the elevator again and go right back over there. No sense crying over spilt milk. Alright, what were we at? B? Oh, no, wait, we can't get to there from here. We gotta go to these ones. By the Aesops. Yep, yep. Oh, I know, I was testing to make sure if you knew. You passed. Good job. No, no, we don't need to spawn a ship. We need the darkened box that is the elevator room. See, some of the labels are really, really high. Like, look at this one. Look, this warning right here. Warning, only qualified personnel are authorized to use or to sequence or service. But then this warning label is, you zoom in on it, it's just blah, 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 blah. Gravity hole follows you. It's a ghost gravity hole. You just imagine a wandering black hole with a soul. There's a tiny miniature black hole that is able to just float through things and just, you know, fuck you over. It'd have to be the size of, it would only have to be the size of a blood cell to really mess you up. I wonder what the force of a black hole the size of a blood cell would be. Should drive full. It needs 30% free space to load textures and other things. Yeah, I moved a bunch of stuff out of there, and I made it a little bit better. It is my C drive. I'm pretty sure that it is nearly brimmed because it's the 500 gig one. I should move some stuff out of it. Did we hit the dock? Yeah, we're heading there. There should be a little thing at the top that says moving, because you have no clue. Oh, there's the Javelin. Oh, I was in the Javelin, and it shows up as a ship because I was in one of the, that's cool. Hey, just Javelin. Looks like I own it. Ain't that right, boys? That's what that means? But no, because I got in one of the turrets, it now showed up as a ship on my HUD. Interesting. Yeah, let's get back on there. You can see it on the panel. The arrows flash when the elevators move. Yeah, but they need it up top, you know, where it is on every other elevator since the beginning of elevators.
Attention. The UEES Navy would like to invite you to...
There's always some sort of little thing at the top or a light or some sort of... Who's looking at the panel? What kind of asshole's doing that? Alright, Mr. Nice Khaki Man with heels? Oh, it's a lady. Okay, cool.
Part of this year's Invictus celebrations, I'd like to
Alright, I'd like to read The Fall of Caliban, please. I'd like to get the infographic here. Fall of Caliban. On July 7th, 2884, the UEES Warhammer was part of the Naval Defensive Action against the Vandal, now commonly known as the Fall of Caliban. While providing cover for civilian evacuation of the system, the turrets were fired so frequently and for such extended duration that senior officer Sander Freeland, after action report noted that the turret's support struts had begun to warp from the heat of the sustained fire. Gunner Tobin Lemk commented in a letter home, I could hear my sweat sizzle as it dripped off of me. As a result, Aegis Dynamics reworked the cooling system in future Javelin models. Well, that's nice. Question I have, why was what is it? Starman Plank? What is this?
Also, Alex Morph's Dream is doing very well.
Why was Why was Why was Gunner Tobin Lemp not wearing his standard issue helmet to contain his sweat? That is what we should be asking and reprimanding him for. Isn't it like 2951 in game, or is it 2851? It's 29. We're in the 29th century.
And of course, it'll also be released on iTunes, Spotify.
Because I have a Best in Show 2949 edition, and yeah, I think it's 2950 or 51. It matches up with the years. Sleeping quarters. Get your selfies. Alright, I guess I'll read this graphic over this guy's shoulder too. So the ship is like 100 years. I think they first came into service over 300 years ago. This particular ship being at least 150 or so years. I think there's a graphic that lets it knows when it went into service. Memory of the Lost. Here we go. While no sign of the incursion remains, UEE Warhammer was boarded in a surprise assault on June 25th, 2861. When a boarding ship known as Navy as Spikes a Vandal boarding ship known as Spikes made it past the UEE Warhammer's point defense systems and punctured the hull. While 5 off-duty starmen tragically perished in the first moments of the assault, the crew were able to rally and overwhelm the Vandal boarders before they managed to gain control of any vital parts of the ship. These brave starmen were instrumental in the Warhammer's eventual victory that day. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somewhere around here there is some bit of info letting us know. Wait, what is this?
This Javelin class destroyer.
Oh, I didn't know about this room. This is the bathrooms.
Has been in active service since 28 years.
Oh, okay, very cool. Little shower stalls? Yeah, little stalls. Nice, nice, very cool. And of course, some American designed it, because why would you, connect the door to the bottom of the floor when you could just, leave 6 to 8 inches exposed on either side? You got lockers. How long the Javelin stay at different ports? An hour and a half. In fact, I should actually check the timer to make sure I'm not going to be caught out of here with my dick flinging in the wind. But yeah, I heard that they would transport you to jail. It's the Aloha. I'll let myself... the Aloha. Yes, please. The exit's on your left. Stage left. Alright. We got this. Let's see here. Lovingly, the Warhammer signature dessert, lovingly referred to as Warhala by the crew, the UEES Warhammer has had one special dish on its mess hall menu since the ship entered service. Here we go. I was about to say, I bet you it was right here on the mess hall one. The ship entered service in 2832, so at least 130 years. When you leave, you can see where it's going next. I'm going to try to log in again. No problem. Yeah. You should be able to, I believe. Yeah, it'll let you know when I think there's 5 to 10 minutes left. It'll be at the next spot. I think it only goes in between. So far, I've only ever seen it at Area 18 and then, Microtech. So I think it's only going between those two and not actually hitting Hurston. So you might just have a good shot going over there. Oh my lord, my hand. But yeah, okay, lovingly referred to as Warhala by the crew, the UEE Warhammer has had one special dish on its mess hall menu since the ship entered service in 2832. This carrot halwa, a sweet cardamom spiced pudding, was the special request by the Warhammer's first captain, Omar Singh, in celebration of his birthday. It has since become a tradition among the crew to eat this dessert on special occasions and celebrations. Lieutenant Com Timway credited the carrots in his in the dish for the setting the new record, naval accuracy record in 2902. I think it does go to all three. Oh, okay. I've only ever seen it go in between. I must have just caught it at the wrong spots, though. But yeah, I've only seen it go in between Microtech and Area 18. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 28 minutes left. So yeah, in about 30 minutes it'll be moving to the next spot. My hand is starting to hurt. Do I need to scoot back? That might help. The angle of my mouse is too high. I'm like doing this with my wrist because it's like down here. I need to... What I'd love is a mouse pad that's like level, but level right here means it interrupts with my joystick action. So that either means I put my joystick higher and have a shelf under there. I don't know. It's really hard to make a cockpit that incorporates the mouse and keyboard ergonomically without having a lot of stick-outs and struts everywhere. Cool, cool, cool. Are there any more little infographics or panels around?
Hello, everyone. My name's Lieutenant Oregon, as you can probably tell.
I think we've actually got them all.
Alright, let's settle down.
There's none over here.
My name's Lieutenant Commander Alderman.
We can't get into the elevator. That's a shame.
That means I'm in charge of coordinating fire between our various gunners.
Then down here are more guards. And if you try to, they will say, move the fuck on. Cool, that will give me time to check out the outside before it leaves. Yes! For sure. It sounds like somebody's getting a little frisky. Is this thing firing at something? Man, I don't know if you'll be able to get sleep on this thing if that's how loud the lasers are. I guess, though, if you're in combat, the full ship would need to be roused for... I don't know, would they be able to do half a crew and support all the lasers turrets? They said 65 to 70 for a full crew. There's 15 turrets, 13 of them were manned. So that means the top one and bottom turret are the ones that are automatic and gunned from a remote.
Some of the actual crew members.
So you really just need 13 crew members to man all the turrets.
I would like to remind
well, 15 total.
Not available for exploration. So please.
Oh, is that a history review? No, that's just the schedule.
Thank you, and enjoy your visit.
UE and Bengal. It's interesting that it's the Bengal flyby and the UEN Javelin tour, but they don't list the Javelin as the Warhammer. You know, like UEN Javelin tour, the Warhammer, and then the Bengal flyby and the name of the Bengal. I'm assuming that Bengal's got a specific name too. Alright. Well, yeah, I think that's all the cool stuff. Let's go forward here. Okay, yeah, we can't go past because of plastic maintenance guard. And then down here is another area we can't get to. Because if we try, they say move the fuck on. So we take his advice. Somebody is getting frisky. And then, yeah, so this is one side of the crew. And I imagine lieutenants and whatnot get the sealed areas behind the door. So this is like a big figure 8, and this will go into the mess hall, across to the other crew quarter areas. So behind this guy would be the other half of the ship. Okay, cool.
Hi, folks.
Then so this is the corner that we could get into with the turret.
The Javelin comes standard with 15
And then this locked door.
13 of which have embedded operators.
Yeah, 15 turrets,
there are 6
13
turrets
operators.
like the one you see here that run along the side of the ship.
There should be one guy in here who talks a little too much. Sleeping quarters. Yeah. Yeah, he had some stinky socks he had to deal with. You want to call it maintenance crew? That seems like an issue. Somebody's shooting at somebody. Let's get to the docking collar. Can't see anything. Well, what the? I was about to say, there's a weird amount of light hitting this tunnel. I think there's a ship somewhere around here. Either way, we got a good view. Daylight's hitting the quad laser down below. It is ginormous. No one can escape from the bullet. That's absolutely insane. Anybody know what size guns those are down there? They have one up top and then one on bottom. And oh shit. Someone's got a ship light on us somewhere. I'm trying to see here, but I can't really look outside of this stupid window. Seen the cannon under the Bengal? Oh yeah, that's the biggest mamma jamma. I mean, these quad laser embankments are impressive, but that would be for sustained fire, top and bottom, while getting a volley on the side. That Bengal laser, that's going to shoot like once every 30 seconds, I think. That's going to be a big mamma jamma. But yeah, could you imagine the sustained amount of damage and fire from 2 of these quad laser embankments? But it kills planets. I could have sworn that you needed an entire moon-sized power generator surrounding it with capacitors in order to have any type of turbo laser capable of penetrating a planet's surface. But what am I? Just a guy who read every bit of scrap of lore that was ever made for Star Wars, you know? I mean, I'm not saying that having a planetary ship laser on a Star Destroyer-sized vessel is possible, but I'm just calling fucking bullshit on that. They wouldn't be able to power it. Planetary bombardments from the thing, though, would be pretty nice with that quad laser. Alright, let's go to lobby and spawn a ship. Same universe, different rules. Yeah. No, I do want to see, because didn't the people who got their hands on the Idris, they were shooting the cannon, and it took like, what, 45 seconds from it to travel from Port Tressler all the way down to like one of the buildings at Microtech. So yeah, could you imagine planetary bombardments with actual, rail guns and lasers that fire from space? It would be a planetary bombardment. I would love to see that. I cannot wait to see that, because as soon as there are capital ships that can do that, people are going to try that, test that out, and see what will happen. And I also want to see the accuracy of just everybody firing at a single point on the surface, and what the spread would be from multiple capital ships. Oh, lordy. It should be something like that. It should be something that is coming. Yeah. That helmet lady. Oof. Okay. Oh, we're already near the thing, so I guess let's spawn our Cutlass.